In the first ayah, Surah number 5, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, O mankind, be thankful to your Lord who created you from a single person. And he created from him his mate, and created from them their offsprings, and be thankful to the womb. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala watch your deeds. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, أن وفق بعض إخواننا وأخواتنا في هذا الجمع أو في هذا المجتمع في أن يذهبوا إلى بيت الله الحرام ويؤدوا فريضة الحج. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يتقبل منهم، ونسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يتقبل منا جميعا الصيام والقيام. فقد مضت مناسبتان كبيرتان في هذا العام، صيام رمضان وحج البيت. My dear respected brothers and sisters, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is maybe some of our members, some members of our community has performed the Hajj, and they did this fifth faridah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from them, from our brothers and sisters who perform the Hajj. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from us, from all of us, our siyam and our qiyam for all this time. Time goes very fast, vanishing. If you notice, the whole year passed very fast. Just yesterday, as if yesterday we performed the siyam of Ramadan. And just few days ago, the munasabah or the Hajj and the Eid came very fast. And now we are almost to the end of this year, Hijri year. All that, it is subtracted from our a'mal, from our meaning that we are close every day to death, close every day to say farewell to this dunya. And that is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that time goes like that, and sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that until the day of judgment. Let's go back to the Hajj. Just let's ponder some lessons. There are a lot of lessons for individually, for you as an individual, for our as a community, and for the whole ummah. There is a lot of lessons we learn from Al-Hajj. We cannot cover the lessons what we get from the Hajj. We are going to talk about some few lessons, and then I'm going to talk really what the benefits as an individual, as a community, we get from these lessons. My dear respected brothers and sisters, because Hajj is like a journey, to answer the call of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For those who went there, that's why they say, Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. It's like a journey. And people, the Muslims go there not only to do the ibadat, but also there is a lot of benefits to them. Because Hajj is like a big conference for Muslims to discuss their problems, probably find solutions. But the big picture is the equality. That is the big picture of Hajj, is the equality. Because when they go there, they apply the practical equality for humankind. Because if we see in Arafat, all the Hajj, all the people there, they dress one dress. There is no difference between poor or a wealthy person. There is no difference between king, president, or whatever. All people are equal. They asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only alone. For what? For forgiveness and to enter the paradise. Because everyone at that time knows that he cannot be better than other Muslims except by one thing: taqwa. Inna akramakum inda Allahi atqakum. The best one among you is the one who is taqi to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the best, not by wealth, not by other thing. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks the Muslims to help each other. وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, help you one another in virtue, righteousness, and piety. But don't help one another in sin and transgression. In the Hajj, there is a very important principle. The principle of at-tawheed, oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we see the Hajj, they go there, they worship one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. They raise their hands for Him alone. They forget everything in this life. They forget their children. They forget their families. They forget their wealth. Just asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the principle of Tawheed. And that principle is stated by Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, which is, as we know, Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam accepted by the three religions, by the Christians and by the Jews too. And each one of them claim that they are the followers of Sayyidina Ibrahim. That is the only messenger that accepted between all these religions. Because all of these religions, the people try to relate themselves to Sayyidina Ibrahim. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يا أهل الكتاب لما تحاجون في إبراهيم وما أنزلت التوراة والإنجيل إلا من بعده أفلا تعقلون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to those who don't follow the principles of Sayyidina Ibrahim, yet they claim that they are following of Sayyidina Ibrahim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to them, and the people of the book, all the people of the book, why don't you dispute in Ibrahim? Yes, the Torah and Injil revealed after Sayyidina Ibrahim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered them again. He said, إن أولى الناس بإبراهيم للذين اتبعوه, those who follow Sayyidina Ibrahim. The people who can relate themselves to Ibrahim are those who followed him as his time. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continued, وَهَذَا النَّبِيِّ, that means Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, the Muslims. وَاللَّهُ وَلِيُّ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered the other religions who claim that they're followers of Sayyidina Ibrahim. So my dear brothers and sisters, as we said, the benefits of Hajj, so many. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلِيَشْهَدُوا مَنَافِعَ لَهُمْ, that when the Muslims go there, not only they worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not only making ibadat, but also they seek benefits, trading, discussing their situations, know their positions, knows each other. And that is why the Hajj has a big lesson for those who really lived in the Western civilization and Western countries, or who they lived in other parts of the world where there is some problems of colors or such things. When they go there, all these things broke down. That's why we know the story of Malcolm X. When he went to Mecca, he used to hate the other colors. But when he went to Mecca, he found that something different from all what he saw in his life. So Hajj is a place or a time where the humanity, if they embrace Islam, they will come together. No difference between colors, no difference between nations, no difference between anything that will deviate or divide the humankind. And now I'm coming to talk about what the lessons, what you and me get from Al-Hajj. Let's go back to your life this year. If you perform the Hajj, Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept from you. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from you. If you did not, of course, you missed Siyam to Ramadan, and probably you fasted Arafat. But go check yourself all this time. Did I follow what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked me to follow? Did I apply what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants me to apply, so I can prepare myself to the next stage of my life? And for those who are, or for the person who is capable to make Hajj,